The setting really is important. It needs to be warm, soft and welcoming. Create a peaceful haven where you can feel safe to explore a whole new world of possibilities. You don't need to become an interior designer, but spend time thinking about how the space should look, feel and smell.
Reintroduce yourselves to one another. See each other in a new light. A wonderful being. An extraordinary gift.
Have something light to eat. Really enjoy the tastes and sensations, but avoid eating too much as it'll slow you down and make you feel tired. There's no rush. If you start early enough, you'll have plenty of time. Just relax and unwind. Have fun. This is an opportunity to simply feel, with no pressure to respond, only to receive. Just receiving without responding, not feeling we have to give in return, can be harder than we think. There's an art to receiving touch.
Right, well, that was a little selection of bits that we actually put together. That was a selection of bits that we edited together for the video. I say, during rehearsals, it's the only time I've ever seen our crew here absolutely silent, but there we are. Anyway, that's all well and good, but I'm sure that anybody looking at home or anybody who's got children will say that's a pile of old rubbish because it's never like that. Get real. That's not realistic, is it? Let's be honest.
Well, it depends really what you term as realistic and what isn't realistic. We've been all over the world and we've surveyed and we've researched thousands and thousands of people. And the one thing that we did find that was quite serious and upsetting from people is the fact that the spark tends to go out the relationship after 6 months to a year, and I'm sure most women would actually identify with that more so than the men. What we strive to put together was something perhaps, maybe a minority issue in terms of the video, but it's there to help put back a spark or an understanding or promote a communication.
I think for the terms of the video, maybe it sort of overstresses the point, but you do need to make that time to be together. Otherwise, you just end up with the situation that we hear so often. It's sort of after match of the day, 3 minutes on a Saturday evening, and people just don't find the time. So,
OK, well, let's ask the 100 here. Well, a show of hands here. How many people in the 100 are satisfied with their sex life at the moment? Put your hands up if you're not satisfied with your sex life at the moment. Quiet, please. Hold on. What's the problem?
Well, getting enough, I guess.
You're not getting enough. OK, what about... Here, sir.
Can I just say my wife works nights and I work days, so I don't hardly see her.
That's a problem. You put your hand up as well. You said you're not sad. What's your problem with it?
Yeah, I think a big problem among my generation is they take a very cautious approach to sex, especially after the AIDS panic and after the government-inspired panic around this very rare disease. And I think, you know, it is very worrying that people can be completely preoccupied with something that is very irrational. And that it seems to suggest to me that, you know, people will never get to the stage where you are, if, or that's the only... Sorry, they won't even get to that stage because they're too scared of having sex. You know, that's what I find at university.
That's an interesting issue, actually.
The point of that film, and that is aimed specifically at people that have maybe been in relationships for 5 to 7 years, the spark's worn off, that's normally the danger period where people then think about going off having affairs, and then, as you say, the whole AIDS thing is brought into question.
Why is that a danger period?
Its statistics show that. It used to be a 7-year itch, and now
What's wrong with having affairs?
Well, they just don't...
Why are you celebrating this monogamous relationships? This is what the government wants us to do, to live in nice, happy families with 2 kids.
All right, lady here. I don't quite know where that comes in, but yeah, go on. So, what do you want to say? Well, I think if you can't say
I'm
no,
pregnant
sorry,
anyway.
If you can't say it,
And I find it hard to have sex anyway.
Let's move away. Gentleman in the front.
I'm wondering why you have to put so much emphasis on sex in a relationship. I think being best friends and your mental attitude should be far more important. Sex should be
but this is about sex.
I mean,
that's a different issue.
I know, but it just seems with that, would you?
If we could just answer that question. Actually, in the video, you'll find that sex isn't really the be-all and end-all to the video. No, you've just watched 3 very, very short excerpts about it. When you actually watch the film all the way through, you'll find that the whole emphasis is on communication rather than sex. And
it's actually trying to take away from the fact that a lot of sex now is very goal-orientated. It's, you know, we must have an orgasm and women must have multiple orgasms. And that's all wrong, because then it's just like some sort of Olympic event that's going on in the bedroom. And we're saying that that's wrong.
Multiple orgasms. How many women here have had multiple orgasms? Whoa. Is multiple orgasm a myth, or does it exist? It exists. It exists, you say?
I mean, for females, the multiple orgasm does actually exist. I mean, but also there are ways that men can also improve their ejaculation in their own orgasm, and actually they can, if you like, get to a point where they can actually come twice. And there are certain ways of doing it. We won't get into it here because it'll take too long to go into it.
Lady at the back, yeah, what do you want to say?
Yeah, I was just wondering how you actually came to do this video. Did you actually have a lull in your sex life? And if so, how did you overcome the problem without the aid of other videos or sex counsellors? What made you do it?
What made you make the video?
We started off doing the Lover's Guide videos. No, not at all. The Lover's Guide videos were the first videos that we made. We made no money out of that at all. We were
Somebody did, though, because they sold an awful lot of copies.
The film company.
They made 5 million, the film company.
Right.
After doing the Lover's Guide, my career is as a marketing manager, Tony is a sales manager. We were then approached with all the publicity that we did. We'd gone off all around the world promoting the Lover's Guide. We were the people that were approached to write columns, to write books. It wasn't a conscious decision to get into the sex industry. And from there, we then went on to make our own film, which is The Love Plan.
Can you just tell me what a sexologist is? Because it's a phrase that a lot of people may not be kind of familiar with.
It's something that is, in our case, sexologist means that we actually actively research sex and relations from all over the world. So basically we've been to every kind of outlet that you can think of. We've been to religious people, we've been to cat houses, we've been out on the streets, we've been to the vault in New York and so forth and so forth. And there is absolutely no question that can be thrown at us now about sex that we don't understand and we can't give it a proper answer to.
I just want to talk to camera 3 here for a second, because anyone at home who wants to ring in here, the phone lines are open. You want to ring in if you've got a question, you're having a problem with your sex life, maybe this is the opportunity to do it. So give us a call on the usual number, right? Some more questions or points? Yeah, gentleman front row, sir.
Yes, last week we had they talked about S&M. I'll just say I have a very big appetite for CDM, Cadbury's Dairy Milk.
Lady there.
I've noticed that everybody was laughing at this video when it was first shown, these 11-second clip, sorry. But I reckon that at least a third of these people are going to go away and at least buy the video and find out just what's going on in their lives.
Some people saying that. Gentleman on the front row, sir.
It was an interesting quote in this evening's paper I read, that in America, though, some researchers have established that a good lover is made and not born.
Yeah.
Well, that's an interesting point. Do you think that's true?
Sure, absolutely. Nobody is born a good lover. You have to learn. And also, you can't just learn to be a good lover with one partner, and then maybe if you go on to be with another partner, you're still a good lover. Being a good lover is all about being in tune with the partner that you're with at the time. And it's learning what they want and then responding accordingly.
OK, let's go to some more points over this side. Let's go to people having... Lady at the back first. Yeah, go on.
I'd like to ask, what do you do S&M, and what are your opinions of it?
But no, to a degree we mess about in some ways within our private life, but we agree with S&M providing that it's wholly agreed between two parties. In other words, if two people are very happy to get into bondage or get into an S&M field, that's fine. And it's in some ways, as the S&M brigade say, it is the safest form of sex because there is no broken skin, there is no penetration, etc.
Does it have any therapeutic value at all?
It helps to get aggression out, certainly, yes.
All right, let's get some more which people haven't spoken. Gentleman there with the leather jacket on, sir. I'll come to you next, yeah.
Yes, well, what I'd like to ask is, you talk about sex, and whether you refer to sex as having an orgasm. Now, all that is overrated. there are some people who can have 20 orgasms. There are some people who can have an orgasm and feel just as satisfied. You can also have an orgasm without any sex at all. Sure. And what I'm suggesting is, yes, without you can get an orgasm.
Sorry.
Do you agree? You can have an orgasm without sex. Do you agree with that?
I can't hear you.
Well, you can.
No, I can't hear you.
No, you can.
Hang on.
Mike,
Well,
I'm
he was
saying
saying
that
you can have sex without
an orgasm without sex.
You can have an orgasm without sex.
Without sexual intercourse.
Can you explain how? I'm interested to know.
Right.
How can you have an orgasm without sex? Any sort of sex at all?
If you, let's say you go to a dance. If you call that you're dancing with a lady, right?
Yeah, yes.
When that, as you finish dancing, dancing like
please, we can't hear what
rumba.
you say. Can everyone be quiet for a second so we can hear this?
And a lady, if I don't know if the ladies, any of them would be honest enough to say that you would have an orgasm while you are dancing.
That's possible.
You can have that.
It sounds very messy, doesn't it?
Yes, you can.
Gentleman on the end there, yes.
I would like to ask them if they've had any children of their own and how they fit in. Are they so interested in sex because they haven't got a family, or do the children sort of add to their relationship?
No, we haven't got children. It just doesn't personally suit us to have children.
But do you want to have children later on in life?
Not personally, no.
Not at all.
Well, it's personal choice. Gentleman on the front row, sir.
Yeah, I've got 3 problems with my sex life. They're called Adam, Luke and Mark. And you can guarantee that every time anything starts, you'll hear a little knock on the door and, Daddy, what are you doing to Mummy? Why are you on top of Mummy,
It's a serious point, isn't it?
Are you, first off, are you employed?
Yes.
You are,
yeah,
right,
unfortunately,
okay.
I work shifts, which also, of course, is a problem.
Sure. In the video, what it says make time. Now, you obviously made time to have sex because you've got 3 kids. So,
You've made time to be here.
So at the end of the day, what we say to people, if you've got children and you're employed and you can afford a small budget, get a babysitter in for a night, go to a motel or a hotel for a night, make it romantic. You don't have to spend lots of money.
Unfortunately, I've got a slight problem there. My youngest boy's autistic, so we have difficulty in getting babysitters.
Let's go to some people who haven't spoken. Gentleman here, sir. Yeah.
Dave, going back to the video, can I ask if the feather duster's compulsory? because if it is, I told my missus that she had to clean up before we did anything, my sex life would be right down the tube.
Well, it wouldn't last as long as the cleaning up, or...
All right, let's... lady here, yeah, go on.
I find it a bit patronising, you sitting there and telling us how to have better sex lives, because I think most people here are quite capable themselves of working out how they're going to get better sex lives or not. And it really bugs me that in every single level of life we're told how to conduct our lives, from sex to being parents.
No, let's get this in perspective. If you want the video and you want to learn more about sex, etc., or you want to improve your sex life, the video's there. If you've got a great sex life or you're happy with the way you are, don't buy it. We're the first people to say, no, it's not for you.
Fair enough. Lady here, yeah.
You're talking an awful lot about sex. Don't you call it lovemaking?
Yes. Sex has actually been terminated, the terminology is here, isn't it, about sex? No, we actually call it lovemaking, yeah, certainly.
Yeah, because I think
sex
to me is where you have casual sex.
Sure, well, not casual sex, but...
Well, that to me, sex is that.
You prefer lovemaking to sex as a term?
I prefer lovemaking.
Fair enough, gentleman on the end, sure.
Yeah, earlier we were talking about contraception and carrots. Now, would you condone the use of root vegetables during sexual practice?
I don't think that's an altogether serious question.
It's a serious problem.
Is this just purely because you're a vegetarian?
No, not me.
Lady here.
Having seen one of your videos and having come from a very strict background, very strict Catholic background, where I'm one of 5 girls who was told absolutely nothing, I did actually find it informative. But what I do praise is the fact that you are praising a monogamous relationship, a stable relationship, and communication, because I think communication is the key whenever is there a problem. And I think it always comes down to a break of communication.
Is there one other point? In all these sex videos, the people always look absolutely perfect to them. They've always got perfect figures, they're good looking. Isn't that a bit unfair? Because people look at that and say, well, come on.
Sure. I mean, honestly, we've had this leveled at us time and time again, and we appreciate the scenario that comes to us. But if you pick up any woman's magazine, you don't see large ladies or anything else in the makeup.
It's just part of the industry.
It's just the way it is. just before you go on there, we actively did talk with a company about actually using people more voluptuous inside.
It has been done. No, it has been done, and it's been shown that people don't. But if they produce, say, catalogues with, if you like, larger ladies, the clothes don't sell, and that's very, very unfortunate.
Let's stop for a second, because we've got some views and some points from home now. Katrina's got those.
Yes, I wonder why I've got the questions on this subject. Well, it's been going mad up there. We've had so many calls. Some of them are completely unrepeatable, but thank you for phoning in with them anyway. First of all, I don't want anyone to start feeling very envious of Beryl from Bath, but she phoned in to say that she has sex every night of the week. She's been married for 12 years, and Tony and Wendy, you must have the chemistry wrong, because she thinks she's doing better than you are.
Absolutely.
Mrs. Pearce from Bradley Stoke, she says that the video should have been brought out years ago, and it may have saved several marriages, and there was quite a few calls that similar sort of idea. This is another call which similar calls came through from Bernie from Bristol. I find the video really sexist. The woman did the dusting, the massage, the feeding, all the subservient stuff. And finally, this question, I think it's quite general. I think it's open to the 100 as well. Matthew Bolton from Downend, he wants to know, as do a lot of other people that have phoned in, ticking you off, why does everyone in the audience laugh as soon as sex is mentioned?
I think they were laughing at the video a bit, but thank you, Katrina. Can we just ask you about the documentary you did with the orgasm inside? Because that was kind of pretty stunning. Oh, yeah, I'm sure. It was pretty stunning photography. How did it actually happen? How did it come to the screen? What did you have to go through to get that?
Well, we had to go through a whole week of lovemaking, if you like.
Right.
It was very, very difficult. We had an endoscopic camera. I haven't got a pen on me, but about the size of a Bic pen.
Right.
And that was strapped to me with a surgical tape.
Right.
And basically that was it. We had just kept trying and trying and trying until we could get it right.
And it was filmed by a gynaecologist.
And it was filmed by a doctor. And,
really?
On Wendy's solo orgasm scene, I was actually doing all the camera work myself.
Right.
And
that figures.
And it was really, you know, it was very much a clinical, sort of user-friendly environment for those shots. It was very, very difficult and painful for Wendy, and but we are pleased with the results.
It was certainly amazing to watch, wasn't it? Okay, let's get some more points. Gentlemen,
do you think as a country we're generally too uptight about sex? I mean, does this still persist?
No, we don't actually fare too badly, as Tony said. America's far worse. We don't fare quite as well as, say, the Scandinavians, but you know, all countries are different, but we're middling.
Do you think trends are emerging now that we're becoming less uptight?
Yeah, since The Lover's Guide, there has been a complete overall picture in Britain where people have begun to think more about their sexuality, more about what they want from sex within their relationships and within being single. It's rather unfortunate that the younger generation today, and just going back to your question right at the beginning, people are not rational in clubs at all in any way, shape or form. We've done surveys throughout clubs and around the country, and we've been horrified by the actual attitude. People are great at the beginning, but when it gets towards the end of the night, it's like, well, who's buying me drinks? Who am I going home with? And, yeah, OK, let's have sex. And it doesn't work.
OK, Lenny there, yeah, what do you want to say?
Surely sex is an intimate thing. I mean, I personally wouldn't want to look up some female's vagina, watching her having an orgasm. As far as I'm concerned, to me, that was sick. I mean, it's a personal thing, and it should be an intimate thing between a man and a woman, and no other person should be able to see it.
But if we don't see these things, how do we learn?
Yeah, but who wants to look at...
Well, why did 12 million people tune in to watch?
It was a documentary programme. It's about what's wrong with that? What's wrong with?
Yeah, but I wouldn't like to look at females.
Did you watch the programme?
Right, one very quick final point, sir.
Right.
Very quick.
I quite agree with what was just said. It is a very good scientific sort of research went into that programme, but don't you think you're kind of, the pair of you, kind of exhibitionists to do that? How does your parents and your family feel?
Let us answer that.
10 seconds. We haven't got parents left alive right now.
Or family, brothers, sisters,
if we were exhibitionists, we'd be going out doing penthouse playground.
Right, I'm going to have to stop you there because we're completely out of time. Let's have a round of applause.
But alas and alack, we've come to the end of another programme.
I've just watched this brand new video, right, about sex. It's great. It's a cross between the love plan and the F plan.
I've heard about it. It doesn't give you multiple orgasms, but the ones you have are regular. Come on!
Good night. See you next week.
So tell us.